Hi, this is Dave. It's about time for another Lego Town Chronicles video, but this one's going to be a lot more informal. Um, in a couple of weeks, we are doing a house tour. Our neighborhood puts on a yearly Christmas tour where people can tour houses and see the architecture inside and out. And last year, our first time on the tour, my Lego room was kind of a hit. So I was convinced to do it again. Except this year, I called it the year of Lego neglect. Here are some pictures of what the Lego room ended up looking like.
I like my town with a little drop of poison. Nobody knows they're lining up to go insane.
Now, luckily, a friend of mine has helped me put it all back together, and then I've been working at kind of doing some long-awaited projects in the Lego town, particularly since I had a number of people at last year's tour say, "Hey, I can't wait till I see what you have next year." So they upped the ante, and I had to do some more stuff. So this video, I'm going to kind of show the Lego room, and where I like to spend my free time. For the tour, I have the suggestion table set up. I have never been able to come up with a name for my town, so I'm looking for some ideas. My kids have already put suggestions. This is next year's modular building. It has a barbershop, a pool hall, and a detective agency, and I'm looking for suggestions on where to put it in my town. My son Jefferson has already suggested that I get another table and build a bridge to it. Walking into the Lego room, you can see I have a lot of storage bins. I spend a great deal of time sorting my Legos. And down here we have a bin with Legos unsorted. I have not gotten to because that's just, so much fun to do. I believe I mentioned that I spend a lot of time sorting Legos. I used to put labels on every single one of these drawers, except that didn't work so well as pieces change. So I usually have to pull out like 5 drawers just to find the piece I'm looking for. And it doesn't help that my son, who uses a stepladder, will pull out the drawers, leave them out, and I'll put the Legos back, etc. We call this Monster Desk. We bought it back in the mid-1990s as an office desk. And it works out great for my Lego workspace. I kind of do my programming and my electronics there. I do a lot of my building and sorting there. And then here's a hutch that displays all of my old Lego sets. These are the first Lego sets that my brother and I had received. My dad gave us this hospital when he came back from a business trip. He had spent 20 1970s dollars and got in a lot of trouble with my mom. I remember putting together that truck with my grandfather, and I used to love that windmill. Back in the 1980s, my parents gave me this forklift, which was the first expert builder set that I had. It taught me what rack and pinion steering was and a couple other neat mechanical mechanisms. I also got the tractor, the engine, and the go-kart. And the helicopter. That's actually pretty hard to put together. The other 3 here were garage sale finds. I am not a Star Wars fan, but we've managed to pick up a few from garage sales. My dad got that $80 Millennium Falcon for like $5. The very first huge bin of Legos that my dad picked up for me at a garage sale had a couple Harry Potter pieces in it. Like, well, the snake and the dog, and well, there were a couple Harry Potters. And using Puron.com and Brinklink.com, I was able to figure out what sets I had, download the instructions, and buy about the 3 or 4 missing pieces. My 7-year-old son has declared himself too old for Cars Legos, so they're up here now. My daughter made that portrait of me when she was about 9 years old. My hair is thinner and longer now, so it's not quite an exact portrait anymore. My son, inspired by all of those Lego keychain holder pictures going around on the internet, made this one. It's not quite strong enough for day-to-day use, but I thought it would be kind of cool to hang the Lego keychains that we have. One of my long-term projects is this Lego piano. Well, technically it's a Celesta. I started it like 10 years ago, and it's set on a shelf collecting dust for most of those 10 years. But fairly recently, I completed it, or at least one octave of it. And it's based off of an upright piano. So you got the key that throws the hammer, and then also disengages the dampener. We have a sustain pedal here that disengages every single dampener. My long-term plans are, of course, to build a larger soundboard and to make it fully MIDI compatible player piano using those solenoids and switches. In the time being, I'm stuck with one octave playing enough about the Lego piano, and let's talk about a Lego town. The new thing inside the town is electricity. We have electricity. So a lot of the street lights are lit. A friend of mine did the very detailed soldering to get the LED and the resistor inside of each street light. And the gutter here has the wires going underneath the town. So let's get the gutter back on. And inside the buildings, we're using a product from lifelights.com to do the lighting. And we can now see a lot of the detail, like the abominable snowman playing ping pong, Spider-Man watching. We have Santa Claus about to take a shower. And a lot of other detail, like a guy painting the wall. This is what it looks like with all the lights turned off.
I'll cut the darkness. It was drinking from your cup. I'll cut the darkness. I'm drinking from your cup. I said, is this contagious? She said, just drink it up.
There's a lot of new details in my town, so bear with me as I cover some of the more interesting features. We have the new water feature, which has Evel Knievel about to jump the shark, Poseidon's watching it. We have the lighthouse that has a motor and a light, but none of it's hooked up. The log cabins we have Frodo, Gollum, and the One Ring, just because they kind of fit, and the beginning of our mountain range. My son, he built this underwater spaceship. I keep putting it back in his town. It keeps ending up back in mine. I'm just going to have to let it stay. I had recently started this pedestrian walkway. It really doesn't go anywhere yet, but long term it will kind of stretch out this way, go into the suburban area, and I'm thinking of putting some shops right here, pedestrian shops, at the walkway level and having a tunnel for the street. We have the 2014 modular building, which is the Parisian restaurant. It's still missing a piece from the year of Lego neglect. I've started a park right next to it with a little waterfall, and we have Shakespeare here. Shakespeare's in the park. In the Parisian restaurant, we have Santa Claus with his laptop. And down in the back, we actually have another Santa Claus giving some money to a homeless gentleman. I have recently added this gas station next to the restaurant. Now that probably breaks some building codes, so the gas station will be moved to the suburban area later. My son came up with the cool idea of having Emmett from the Lego movie fueling up his spaceship. And inside the gas station, we have Iron Man working on car detail paint. The lights inside this building are pretty cool. Have the entire chandelier lit up. Of course, we have a 2001 Space Odyssey scene with the obelisk and the monkey on top of a shop. What else would it be? Then in front of the comic book store, I have these three geeks that when my wife saw them, she asked, "Oh, is that you, Todd and Dan, from high school?" Now, I was a little insulted, but I can see her point. In retaliation, I did create a bikini-clad version of my wife sunbathing on the rooftop. This whole area, I'm kind of letting my son Jefferson do what he wants with it. He has created a whole bunch of scenes with different minifigs. We have dogs all over the place. Dogs almost at every grill. Dog trying to get to the pizza.
Hello, my name's Jefferson, and today we're going to talk about my dinosaur. It's a Stegosaurus. I made it from a movie, and I made a version of it. It's dead. I made 3 little guys going to mine it out. This is going to be over here with the other dinosaurs. It's going to be, and when the house tour is on, it's going to be open just like it is now. The dinosaur is going to be near it. These guys are going to be able to buy. And when it's on, when the house tour is done, I'm going to close it back up. And yeah, that's going to be how it is. Goodbye.
Thank you. This train is the Hogwarts Express from Harry Potter. I decided to make it a little bit magical by putting first these electric leads on the front of it right here, that when it hits a special kind of train bumper, it will charge its batteries. These lights are electric, and that is a wireless camera on the front. The idea here is that this train will have a wireless live visual feed. The Hogwarts Express is now on its way to dock at the special docking station, and when it hits, the battery starts charging up. There's a connection right there for the Lego Mindstorm's computer, so it will be able to turn the engine off, but currently I have to do it manually. I have upgraded the mountain from a cardboard box to a wooden structure. We're starting to work on the mountain face there. We have a very sophisticated lighting system inside the mountain to give it a flickering light. And then up above, I still have my dilapidated haunted Victorian with the new addition of Santa Claus entering the grounds. Now, up in the sky, I have finally hung the airplane. The airplane my daughter received in a set several years ago. It It's kind of big and cumbersome, but it looks great hanging up here. And if you can figure out what scene is being portrayed here, that's bonus points to you. This is my Lego town. I've had a lot of fun over the years putting it together, taking it apart, redesigning it, putting it back together again, rinse and repeat. Legos is very, very versatile that way. But you know what? The best part of all of this is a hobby I can do with my kids. I can sit down, build stuff, and have them build right next to me and add stuff to the town, including underwater spaceships. So thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to making the next one.
Thank you for watching our video.
Goodbye. Have fun storming the castle.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you? I don't hear you. Oh, there you go.
Hey! Stop that! Stop that!